What's that face? I kind of see where he's coming from. That would drive anyone to not believe in God, that's all I'm saying. I'm more rooting for him than Lloyd here. Man, I really thought we were gonna have a proper fight. There's a time and a place for cold-blooded massacre. After showing me that man's backstory, I don't think this was the time. I feel like I'm gonna ruffle some feathers this week. And I'm not even gonna be overly that negative, but if you're not completely positive surrounding something that's widely appreciated, people get a little too salty. But if next episode goes the way I'm thinking it's gonna go, I think I'm gonna have to change my tune. I think the Lloyd versus Jade fight is gonna remain to be the best part of this show. And maybe it's on me for maybe getting my expectations set to something that was never gonna happen. Truthfully, does Lloyd still kind of have the same level of disrespect? Just rather than throwing hands in this extravagant way, it's dude tells you his emotional backstory and he says, yeah, that's cool, and one taps you? Yeah, but I was really expecting with how they structured everything that we were going to spend the last 2 episodes just throwing hands. Lloyd would win, of course. And instead what we got was just a disrespectful smackdown of you gave up on God, and I can't even blame the guy, to be honest, and now I'm your God. Say goodnight. Still funny, still entertaining, but not exactly what I was hoping for. But I did like the episode. We're not just going to bash it. It's just not what I was expecting. You make sure you drop a like on this video to show your support. So you can subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon's where you catch my full live reactions to all my thoughts on these episodes and more if you also want help fund the channel and videos just like the one you're watching. So let's talk about the good first, okay? Because there was actually a lot I liked. And then we'll talk about the stuff that I wasn't overly big into. The best part to me was actually the dude's backstory. So, the concept of, like, man gives up on religion and wants to tear it all down and maybe build something new. We see it before, like, a lot of times, but it's usually something I can root for, especially because it's easy to be a man of God, saying, believe in the holy, this, that, and the third, believe in it's all according to plan. But if you see your family brutally slaughtered, you're really gonna just be like, oh yeah, it's all part of the plan. Some people, yes. I think they're fucking crazy if we're being honest. Because if you look at your family slaughtered and your dead-ass advice is, it's all a part of God's plan. I'm isekaiing you myself. This man goes over to the guy who was starving, right? Like, that was his, like, big desire. He was just starving, so he broke into a home, to kill anyone in his way to get some food. Purifies him, nothing changes. He just dies hungry. Like, I truly believe a majority of people put in his shoes probably would have crashed out the same. He's like, listen, I'm not here to kill everyone. I'm here to tear this religion down and build it back up properly. Like, the current system ain't it. And to be honest, I agree. You got the pedophile priest who's hanging on to one girl, and a lot of the shit I be seeing, yeah, it doesn't seem right. Peace of religion exists all you want, but at a certain point, you do gotta question if maybe the things that are being believed in this world shouldn't be believed in. Now, is turning into a demonic soul eater looking boss the answer? Probably not. But I see, I don't know, it's an appealing character arc that I'm like, I probably would want to do the same thing put in your shoes. And that's probably my favorite part of the episode. I actually really liked his character. And I also think it's hilarious that Lloyd was like picking his ear, picking his nose, looking around, not even paying attention and saying, shut the f*** up. Like, this man poured his heart out and Lloyd's like, okay, you done? So, it does work. But I'm also allowed to be like, it's not what I wanted. See, what I would prefer, and there's still, listen, I don't know what happens next week. I've seen the preview. The preview makes it look like it's probably not going to be an action-focused episode. It will be like maybe 2 minutes. But if they come in next week and it's a 10-minute fight or something, yeah, my tune's going to be different. But as it stands, I have to look at what they gave me. And what they gave me is, it seems like what's going to happen is Lloyd's just going to disrespectfully one-tap him. It's not going to be a Jade-level boss fight. And we'll just kind of have a fun little epilogue. Will it ruin the season for me? No. I'm not going to be like, oh, this ruins it. It's just missed opportunity, if you ask me. I do think overall, the action of this season, especially the second half of the season, has been amazing. A lot of really fun fights. But I don't think it's also wrong for me to be like, I wish the Lloyd fight was cooler than it currently is. Because everything else has been really cool, but the Lloyd fight just seems like he's dicking around. And I guess that's kind of part of his character because he's so powerful. I don't know, it's just, I really was liking the idea that, because this was the big thing, right? Last season with Jade, it bounced around his fight with Lloyd and all the fights back and back. And it worked. But the thing that I was really excited for with this season is the fact that, oh, they're mainly focusing on one fight at a time. So by the time we get to the big fight, you know, we keep the camera only on them. So initially when he summons the 10 Commandments, which are these giant mutated bird hybrid things, I was like, okay, you know, that makes sense. The ground people will be doing their thing, and maybe they'll touch upon it a little, but we'll still focus. And then instead what we get is Lloyd one-tapping them, which is hilarious as well. The whole concept of this man's out here trying to tear down this religion, only for the people to start believing in the religion more because the girl's singing the song that kind of keeps everything at bay, and they assume the song, the beautiful song, is what's purging the evil, when in fact it's some crazy-ass Shota in the sky. A lot of really good stuff of this episode, I'm not gonna lie, but it's like, I just want these two to throw hands. And I know that sounds incredibly monkey brain, because it is, but at the end of the day, that is kind of the expectations they've set up throughout many of the fights. Like, when Lloyd finally gets serious, we get at least some cool moments, and it feels like, I guess you could argue we did get the cool moment, because he does this, like, weird, glowing attack that just skewers him. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone, and maybe everyone will say, Brandon, kill yourself, your opinion's wrong. It is the internet, after all. But it's like, I still very much enjoyed this episode. It's just one of my least favorite episodes of this season. And, you know, maybe my tune will slightly change next week, because now that I've seen what they did here, my expectations going into next week is that the fight's basically over. So if they do anything past a couple of minutes, my expectations will be surpassed, meaning I'll probably enjoy it more. It's just, I know talking with people last week, I wasn't alone feeling like, oh, we're gonna focus on them just fighting for 2 episodes, because that's felt like all we had left. The good of this episode is the lore side of it, of why this man wanted to tear it all down. He wasn't just some evil psychopath for the sake of it. You know, he was twisted and everything, but it's like when you see characters suffering from religion, and you see people wanting to work to tear it down, why wouldn't you follow or be a part of that or be the main reason, right? My main issue is, yeah, I had maybe unrealistic expectations. I'm not even saying they weren't unrealistic given seeing what they've done now. Who knows? Maybe I'll come in next week and we'll get like 10 minutes of them throwing hands and my problems will be solved. But I'm going to base on what I've seen. However, I'm not the type of person who's just going to write something off because I didn't like an episode. It's just, I'm not going to just always assume things are going to go the way I want either. So it's like, enjoyable episode, far from a bad episode, just, I don't know, not what I wanted, but hey, I'll give mild negativity and people act like I'm a hater. That's how the internet is. You can't please everyone. They'll say you're too positive, you're too negative. I'm saying good episode, but not what I wanted. You let me know what you thought down below, though. How do you think next week's going to go? If you don't know the source material, if you do know it, keep your mouth shut. We want to be surprised next week, because even if I was disappointed by this episode, I'm happy that I didn't see this coming. I mean, I got to be like, oh, okay, it may not be what I wanted, but at least I didn't get spoiled that it wasn't going to go the way I was predicting last week, you know what I mean? So good and bad. Your thoughts? Leave a like to show your support, subscribe if you're new around here on Patreons, where you'll catch those full live reactions and all my exclusives, like I also like to give video shoutouts to all my patrons. Alright, so today we got James Villers, John Veltri, Yoon, SK41, Lynn Hamrick, Joe D, Kobe Jackson, Tyler Countess, and we also have /. So I appreciate the support. Please take care. You know, have a good one.